Hi, how are you? Um, as you all know, I'm done with One Piece, but the only commenter that ever comments on my One Piece videos sent me a link, well, 4 links actually, to 4 different videos. Like, I think this is back quite a ways ago, like after episode 5 or something. And to these videos explaining why One Piece is great. I put them on my to watch later playlist on YouTube because I didn't want spoilers. And now I'm done with One Piece, and I asked for people to comment on shows that they wanted me to watch, and this one commenter sent me a link to one of those videos again. I was planning on watching these videos anyway, but I figured that since they were insistent that I watch these videos, that I would watch these videos on camera. So, this starts a series of me watching videos on why One Piece is great. My opinion of One Piece is that I don't like it. It's not for me. I am rather more kind and generous about it than how the Nut has explained her feelings towards One Piece. But I still don't like it. But this commenter believes that if I watch about how great it can be, that I will give in and watch 800 episodes just to see if they are right. Which reminds me of the only D I got in English was when I told the teacher that I hated his favorite poem. So, that is an entire story that I'll tell you later. Actually, no, wait, I'll tell you now. There was this teacher I had in English. He had this poem. He didn't write it. It was a famous poem, something about, I can't remember what it was about. I can't remember the name. I can just remember random lines from it, like, the eternal footman holds my coat and snickers, and I should have been a pair of claws scuttling along on the ocean floor. And she looks at me and says, that's not it at all. That's all I remember of the poem. But he was insistent that if we read it and understood it and analyzed it and discovered the hidden message inside of it, that we would all love it. So we went through this poem. It was, well, he typed it up. It was like size 14 font, double spaced, and took like 5 pages. So if you like put it down to single space and size 12 font, then it would probably be, I don't know, page and a half, something like that. But we went through line by line, phrase by phrase, analyzing what each and every little thing meant. You know, we went into the history on the mythology of all these different concepts that were thrown into this thing. And then, we spent like a month doing this. And then we had to write a paper. And in the paper, we had to go over everything we learned in this poem and say what we have discovered the hidden meaning of this poem is. So I wrote it up. I wrote up this big, long, perfectly grammared, well, actually in comparison to what I can grammar now, it was horribly grammared. But for at the time, 7th grade, it was perfectly grammared piece of artwork. And at the end of it, I said, the hidden meaning I can discover in this poem is that regardless of how many diamonds you find in a pile of crap, the pile of crap is still crap. And I got a D on the paper because I didn't understand the meaning of a poem. So when I decided to make this series of videos, that is what came to mind. Let's see if watching these videos will change my mind. most of them, like 2 of them are really long, like half hour each. So in this video, I'm going to do 2 short videos, the 14-minute long one and the 12-minute long one, if my webcam decides to stay on that long. So this video is the one that this commenter has sent me twice now. And the name of it is The Appeal of One Piece, Where to Start, by Super Eyepatch Wolf. I will link it down in the comments if anybody else who happens to watch this wants to watch this thing with me. So I'm going to start this and eat my meat and cheese, because I'm hungry.
For a while now, there has been a certain ominous shadow cast across this channel. You see, as a YouTuber, I'm generally known for 4 things: my long, in-depth videos, my love of all things shonen, my utterly flawless spelling, and my absolutely perfect pronunciation of the Japanese language. And the problem with those former 2 is that at some points it means that I need to do a video on the series One Piece. Which is fine, I like One Piece quite a lot, in fact. But the issue comes from how insanely long the series is, currently residing at its 833rd chapter, and the staggering breadth of its world, which, according to the One Piece wiki, has currently 866 named characters. I know because I counted, and it took a long time. So how does one talk about such a massive series like One Piece? Well, the answer that I've come to, at least, is the same way that one devours a whale. And that is...
by that time?
Piece. One Piece. And so, what we're going to do here today is that rather than go straight into a full-blown why you should watch/read, which, don't worry, we will get to,
that's one of the videos that's been recommended to me.
What I consider some of the broader structural aspects of One Piece, which will then free us up and allow us to take a much deeper dive into the characters and themes later on. So with this in mind, my friends, please sit back, relax, and consider this an entree with the main course still to come. And let's discuss the appeal of One Piece. Where to start? I first encountered One Piece in 2006 on the UK television version of Toonami, and unbeknownst to me at the time, what I was watching was the infamous 4Kids dub, which would become well known over time for its questionable translation and excessive amounts of censorship. And even despite these factors, I really came to enjoy the adventures of Nami, Zoro, and of course Luffy. The series had a unique playfulness to it that made it stand out from other more stoic series I'd seen up until this point, like Bleach and Dragon Ball Z. And even in the show's more dramatic moments, there was always a tremendous amount of fun to be had. Of course, as I watched the imaginative pirate adventure on my parents' old TV, what I was completely unaware of was what a world-shattering phenomenon I was actually dealing with. That revelation would only strike me several years later, when, on a trip to Japan, it became obvious what a massive deal One Piece actually was. Around every corner in every shop seemed to lie another new piece of Straw Hat Pirate merchandise. Luffy and his ragtag crew were everywhere on everything. One Piece branded bread, One Piece bath salts, even entire One Piece branded shops. It was incredible to see how what I thought was a simple show about pirates utterly dominate the mass consciousness of a single country. The closest thing I could liken it to was the Simpsons mania of early 90s America. This was,
which I didn't get involved in.
Into things like global sales figures and weekly shonen rankings. And if I had, I would have known things like the fact that One Piece has sold over 400 million units worldwide, making it the 3rd biggest selling comic in existence, recently beating out Spider-Man for the number 3 spot, leaving only Batman and Superman ahead of it. And even then, in 2016, Batman sold 1,859,956 units, and Superman sold 828,069 units. And you could even roughly double the sales of both series by taking into account all their offshoot titles. And it still wouldn't even come close to the 12 million in sales that One Piece sold that same year. And where things really start to get crazy is that if these trends were to continue and One Piece were to run for another decade, it would nearly certainly surpass Batman in lifetime global sales. And if it were to run for another 2 decades, which for Oda's sake I hope doesn't happen, it would surpass even Superman, becoming the biggest selling comic in existence. Now, I'm not saying I think this will happen, but it's a hell of a thing to consider. And so, how has a series about a pirate boy made of rubber managed to capture the hearts and minds of so many people worldwide? Well, to put it simply, the primary appeal of One Piece is the simple premise of adventure. And yes, that is also the core concept of countless other shonen series, but nothing really captures the same sense of scale and exploration as the world of pirates. Our hero on this voyage is the energetic young pirate, Monkey
And
D.
annoying.
Luffy. Luffy is a simple character with a simple goal: to find the mysterious treasure only known as One Piece, and in doing so, become king of the pirates. This was Luffy's primary motivator from Chapter 1 and remains so in Chapter 834. And this keeps Luffy's journey along the one distinct path, which is a concept surprisingly unique to One Piece. In most other shonen series, our heroes will go on several different large adventures throughout the course of its run, and these are what make up the arcs. But in One Piece's case, it's always the same journey along the same path, to the point that you can actually chart Luffy's route out on a physical map. And the sub-arcs come from the various different islands or land masses the crew encounters along the way. This works particularly well as it makes the core story of One Piece very easy to understand, while also allowing for a massive amount of variety in the series sub-arcs. Some can be very simple, like the Barty arc, in which the Straw Hats visit a famous sailing restaurant in order to recruit a chef, or very complicated like the Dressrosa arc, in which the crew must untangle a web of political intrigue and face down a vicious and tyrannical false king. And because of how the arcs are structured, with literal massive quantities of ocean between them, there's no real limit to the kind of stories One Piece can tell. They start off fairly villain of the week-esque, with most enemies being rival pirate captains. But as we move on, we see the Straw Hats embroiled in government conspiracies, abducted by massive haunted ghost ships, springing jailbreaks.
The
and
ghost
even
ship does
being
sound
at the center
interesting.
of large-scale global conflicts. And throughout the
But so
entire
far none of
adventure,
the rest of it
there's this
does.
real genuine sense of time and progress. When Luffy sets out on his journey from Fuchsia Village, he has little more to his name than a wooden dinghy and his straw hat. And now, 20 years later, he's an infamous pirate warlord, the world-famous captain of one of the most renowned pirate crews in all of existence, the Straw Hat Pirates, of whom include a master samurai, a technologically advanced pantsless cyborg, and even an undead violinist with a awful, amazing sense of humor. One of the core joys of One Piece is watching Luffy slowly ascend in status and build his crew, as each new battle propels him closer to his dream while also increasing his notoriety worldwide. It's not ever a story you could accuse of moving quickly, but it is always moving. And I think it's only when you look back that you see how far Luffy and his crew
Wow,
have actually
okay.
come. Of
If
course,
that's the girl,
success of an adventure series is
then
largely
Kit was
dependent
right.
on the
She
world
does
the adventure
basically
takes
get
place
naked
in.
later.
And this is another area where the series shines. One Piece's world, to put it simply, is the largest, most intricately detailed and well thought out of any of the long-running shonen series, which may not be obvious from the offbeat cartoonish designs of Oda's artwork, but make no mistake, this is a world of layers, with its own government, economy, cultural and racial divides, with many, many different factions, all of whom have their own philosophies and motivations. While Luffy and his crew are often at the center, or at least involved in large-scale global incidents, the world also progresses entirely separate to them. Major plot incidents completely separate from the Straw Hats are common, and when they do occur, they reverberate throughout the world on such a scale that it drastically affects the lives of every character in it, such as Porticus D. Ace's showdown with Blackbeard that resulted in the Great Summit War. It always feels like there's a larger picture in One Piece, and depending on the global political climate of the time, Luffy and the Straw Hats' allies and enemies can switch from arc to arc, giving the world this intriguing, ever-changing dynamic. And so One Piece's world succeeds on a grand scale, but what may be even more impressive is the characters that Oda has filled it with. What at first can seem like a cartoonish gag character can, through Oda's storytelling, become a portrait of life at its cruelest and most tragic. And this information is often delivered through weighty flashback stories, in which we're taken through the key moments of a character's life. And while a badly used flashback can utterly kill the momentum of a series, Oda uses them in such a way to give his characters weight, grounding, and motivation that otherwise just wouldn't be possible. Like, seriously, you see this dumb-looking idiot in a diaper, This is Senor Pink, and this guy has a backstory that is absolutely heartbreaking. And upon hearing it, it completely changes everything about how
my eyes are hurting just looking
moving
at
swiftly
him.
along. Actually, no, wait, no. I know some of you out there don't believe me, so we're gonna prove it. Let's do this. Senor Pink started out his adult life as a member of the brutal Don Quixote crime family, where his days were frequently filled with criminal activity and brutal violence. Until one day, in the pouring rain, he met a woman who he immediately fell in love with. They got married, had a child, and for a while at least, everything was perfect. Except that Pink was still involved in the Don Quixote family, which he hid from his wife for fear that she might leave him. One day he's called away on a secret mission and disappears for an entire week, and upon returning, discovers that the day he left, his precious son had passed away, and now his wife, furious and heartbroken, demands an explanation, and he tells her everything, at which point she demands he stay away from her, rushes from the home in the pouring rain, before getting into an accident that leaves her in a vegetative state. Pink, devastated by the events, visits her every day in hospital, until one day, on a whim, puts on a bonnet reminiscent of their son in an attempt to entertain her, and miraculously, she cracks a small, delicate smile. And so, for the sake of seeing his wife smile, he continues to dress more and more elaborately, even enduring the ridicule of everyone around him. Years later, his wife too has passed, but he still dresses this way out of remembrance for her and of his beloved son. And so, one of the silliest looking characters in One Piece actually has legitimate character motivation for dressing this way. And in justifying this, he becomes an actual grounded, tangible character. What really gets me here is that this is one tiny, inconsequential character in One Piece's world. And yet still, Oda manages to imbue him with a sense of depth and grounding many writers fail to give even their
more sounds like he's trying too hard.
That's to say nothing of the amazing job Oda's done in establishing the main major heroes and villains of One Piece's story. Having so many characters with such fleshed out histories and motivation is the primary factor that makes One Piece's worlds feel so vivid and alive, and makes each individual character feel like a true story in their own right. The last thing I'd like to talk about with One Piece is also one of its least tangible elements, and that is the creativity and imagination that's gone into it. There's always a sense that when reading One Piece, Oda himself is enjoying the world and characters more than anyone. It can be seen in the new and creative ways Luffy uses his at first seemingly limited power. It can be seen in the bizarre visual design of many of the world's inhabitants and the camaraderie that takes place between the Straw Hats, and even in the ever-evolving, unique structure of Oda's story arcs. He always seems like an author not striving to hit a deadline, but an artist creating a world and story distinctly of his own vision. This is something we're going to dig a lot deeper into in a future video, but for now, just trust me, simply no one writes a story like Eiichiro Oda. So with all that in mind, where should you start? Well, the obvious answer is page 1, chapter 1. The manga is for the most part a fantastic read, but I understand people's reluctance to get into it given its insane length. And the anime comes with many of its own issues too, such as a weak production run and masses of filler. But if you're curious to know if One Piece really is for you or not, or even if you just want to dip your toe in, allow me to present a different option. And that is the fantastic One Piece Movie 6, Bara no Matsuri and the Secret Islands. Directed by Mamoru Hosoda of the Digimon movie, The Girl Who Leapt Through Time and Summer Wars, the movie encapsulates, in a digestible 90 minutes, everything that makes One Piece as a series so much fun, on top of having some absolutely gorgeous animation and character designs, and one of the darkest and hardest right turns I've seen in any film for a while. It requires basically no prior knowledge of One Piece or its world to enjoy, and I think even if you have zero interest in One Piece,
when was Zoro
seeing
orange?
one of Japan's most talented directors put his own unique spin on the world of pirates is absolutely worth checking out. Guys, that's going to do it for my intro into One Piece, and there is still a ton more we need to talk about. The characters, their themes, Oda's unique visual aesthetic, and what cursed fruit he ate in order to actually be able to constantly produce a manga of such quality, and we shall in a full-blown why you should watch/read One Piece coming later this year. But I hope this video, at the very least, has given you a foothold with which to get started. And also, as some of you are aware, I recently started a Patreon. So if you enjoy this channel and would like to see your name listed with all these beautiful people right here, consider heading over to patreon.com.
Because usually when they bring up the Patreon, that's the end of the video. The ghost ship sounded interesting, nothing else did. The entire backstory of the guy wearing the diaper sounded like he was trying too hard. Seriously. Yeah, the only thing that sounded interesting was the ghost ship. Sorry. So, now I'm moving on to the shortest video. The whole One Piece story so far, I guess. This is by Misty Tronixia. Misty C. Okay, I'm gonna call her Misty C. I think it's a her. The name sounds her-ish. According to the description, there are spoilers in this. So, if you don't like spoilers, don't watch me watch spoilers. I am perfectly fine with spoilers, though. Spoilers actually make it more interesting. I'm the horrible person that reads the last page first. So, here we go. The whole One Piece story so far, I guess, by Misty. I'll once again link this video down below.
Welcome everybody, my name is Misty /Conixia, and I'll admit,
Oh, it's a guy?
is pretty long. Because of that,
Okay.
A lot of people don't want to get into it. And I'm here to fix that problem, as I retell you the entire story of One Piece in a fast-forward method. Spoilers warning. I'm gonna be cutting out all the fat around the show, which is normally what makes it so good, and I'll give you the main line so you can either skip hundreds of episodes, or have this convince you to finally give it a chance it deserves. We got a lot to cover, so let's begin. The story starts with Luffy in a barrel. Luffy's the main character. He's a pirate, and he wants to be the king. Yai-ho, yai-ho. Yeah, I had to get rid of that joke early on. Anyway, he's looking for One Piece, the world's greatest treasure, left behind by pirate legend Gold D. Roger. Oh, and he ate the devil fruit that made his body rubber-like. Speaking of fruits, there's 3 types: Paramecia, Zone, and Logia. If you eat one, you get a power, but you can't swim no more. Kind of a boner kill for a pirate, but we'll work around it. If you eat 2, you die. Guess we'll focus on meat for the rest of the show. Get fucked, vegans. Anyway, Luffy is found by Kobe, a pink-haired wimp who wants to be a marine, enemy of the pirates. They land on a marine base where they meet Zoro. Zoro is a swordsman, pirate, hunter, hub for execution. Not the Spanish chaotic, good, lawless bandit. That's something else entirely. Luffy asks Zoro to join his pirate crew. Zoro refuses.
The Mexican
Luffy
Zoro
saves
is a lot
Zoro's
more
life,
interesting.
And he goes, "Please, Nakama?" Then Zoro's like, "Yeah, whatever, I'll be a pirate," and they leave the marine base. Kobe says peace and stays with the Marines. Flashback time. You see how Luffy ate the gum fruit. He's friend with Shank, one of the 4 pirate emperors. Luffy gets thrown in the sea. Shank loses an arm and a hat. Luffy gains a hat. And vowed to make a crew stronger than Shank's crew, because dick size matter. I don't know. Back to the present.
pretty
Luffy
much.
and Zoro lands on an island. They meet Buggy and Nami. Buggy's the Pennywise
Buggy
of
is
the show.
annoying.
He hates the split fruit. It'll come back later, don't worry. Nami makes map. Luffy asks her to join. She refuses. Luffy saves her from Buggy and says, "Please, Nakama?" So she tag along. Kinda. It's a start, whatever. Luffy, Zoro, and Nami meet with Usopp on another island. Usopp lies about everything, but nothing a Please Nakama can't convince. And they get a ship called the Going Merry. Boom, yeah, just skip 9 episodes. We'll go through a bunch more way faster. Hold on tight. Flashback time! Zoro's past. He was at the dojo as a kid. Back to now. We're on a restaurant.
Big surprise.
Meet Sanji. Luffy asks him to be his cook. Sanji says he can't. Luffy pulls out, "Please, Nakama?" Sanji declines. "Whoa, hold the fucking phone. Nobody says no to Please, Nakama." So Luffy investigates. Turns out Don Krieg wrecks the restaurant. Luffy helps Sanji and he finally joins. "Yeah, you goddamn right, Please, Nakama." Meanwhile, Zoro get his ass whooped. I mean, he just get destroyed by Mihawk. Zoro vows to never lose again. Yeah, that's gonna work. Now we land at Nami's island. The place is overrun by mermans under the control of Arlong. He made Nami his bitch and had her map the entire sea. Nami cries. Luffy puts a hat on her and shit hits the fan. Flashback time! Nami gets her panties wet for oranges. She loves that vitamin D, if you know what I mean. Anyway, Nami Please Nakama officially. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, let's go visit Logtown, the place Gold D. Roger got executed. Nah, that's not gonna be ominous at all. Oops, now they're gonna execute Luffy. Wonder how that's gonna turn out. Oh, divine intervention. Neat. Zoro gets a cursed sword. Neater.
A
Usopp
cursed
gets
sword?
goggles? Neat test. Ew, no, that's filler. Hey, meet the Marine Captain, Smoker, and his assistant. You'll see him a bunch of time, and he never does anything cool. And the crew books it to the Red Line. Hi, Laboon the Whale. Bye, Laboon the Whale, said Luffy. Oh, cool, here's the Mafia. Sure wonder who's the boss gonna be. Random grunt in the organization is the Crown Prince of Arabasta? Sure,
What
why
was
not?
with that
Extracurricular
hair?
never hurts anyone. Hey, that's a weird chicken. Let's escort her back home, but let me stop on the way there to all these tiny islands. Hey, remember Kobe? Let's get away to him for a few episodes, see how he's doing. Cool, he's trying real hard. I'm bored now. Where's the crew at? Oh, a new island. There's Giant here. Dory and Brogy. Radical. Let's get out of here. Let me sick. Man, would be nice to have a doctor around here. Hey, let's look for one. There's snow on this island. That makes sense. Huh, that's a weird chicken. Oh, his name is Chopper, and he's a doctor too. How convenient. Hey, Chopper.
What?
Please, Nakama. Wow, that worked. Damn, this ship is turning into a zoo. But that's cool. Now we got a doctor on board. An emergency meat just
A
in
teddy
case.
bear?
I kid,
Really?
I kid. Chickens are friends, not food. Hey, remember when we were going to Arabasta? Can we go now? Oh, sweet, another pirate ship. Who's on board? Bon Clay? He can transform into anyone he touches? Sweet. Sure hope it's not a bad... Oh, he's a bad guy. Fuck! Now we gotta find a way to recognize each other. Let's draw X's on our arms. That's a foolproof plan. Hey, a dessert town. Luffy meets Ace. That's his brother. He got firepower, and he's looking for Blackbeard. Blackbeard ain't here, so Ace GTFO. Bye, Ace. We'll catch you again later. He does give Luffy a view card. That's kind of like a GPS. It's a GPS. Oh, the Mafia boss turned out to be Crocodile, one of the 7 warlords that have deals with the Marine. Let's kick his ass. Oh shit, he's the Sandman. Maybe we should up our game. Thank you, mysterious lady who saved Luffy for no reason. Everyone has new moves now. Round 2, bitches. Cool, that was easy. Mysterious lady turned out to be Nico Robin. Robin goes to Luffy and she please Nekama him. And it was on that day, Andy Dufresne. I mean, Luffy busted the biggest nut of all time. Also, Robin can grow body parts, so that's fucking gross. Anyway, bye Vivi. We can only have 2 chicks on the ship at all times, so you gotta go or get a sex change. I don't care which, but you can't stay otherwise. But don't worry, you'll remain my waifu regardless. Oh god, more fillers. Close your eyes, they'll go away fast. New place, they talk about an island in the sky. They get mocked and take a beating. Bellamy is the boss. Let's kick his ass. Luffy meets Blackbeard. Doesn't know he's Blackbeard. Oops, hope that's not gonna bite him in the ass later. Whatever, let's go to space! Thanks for the tip, Nolan.
They go to
Thunder god in the
space.
sky that terrorized
Okay.
people. Let's kick his ass. Cool, that arc sucked. Anyway. Nah, not the boat. I meant those 50 episodes. Skip ahead. Oh, no, that's too far. Back it up a bit. Hey, it's Aokiji. He's a Marine general. Yo, Luffy. Kick his... Oh, fuck, no. Abort, fucking abort. Gonna have to grind more before you take on that boss. Here's the train on water. It goes to the water's 7th city. Neat. Let's check it out. Going Mary is all broken anyway. Don't think you can go any further. It's a town of carpenters. Everyone is so nice, except Frankie. Frankie's a dick. Luffy wants to get rid of the ship. Usopp is pissed. Fight! Usopp loses and leave. Oh well. Sure is nice to be friends with everybody else, and their undercover agent who kidnapped Robin. God damn it, after her! Yo, turns out Frankie was cool the whole time. Let's take the train. Sanji got knives. Fucking what? Usopp didn't come back, but thankfully we got Sogeking instead. What a clever disguise, nobody can see through it. All this time Robin made it look like she wanted to leave the crew because she didn't want to be a burden to everyone else. Aww. But once you please Nakama, you never go back. Luffy declares war on the Marines. Everyone got new moves again. Need a re-now. Rescue Robin. Spirit ship saved us. Super sad now we gotta burn it cause it's cold at the bottom of the ocean. That's gonna keep it warm. Robin, please Nakama again, but like level 2 this time. And then Sogeking leave, but Usopp comes back, and Frankie please Nakama, and it makes a new ship for Luffy. Also, bounties are way the fuck up now. Yay, we're worth money. Meanwhile, Ace finally found Blackbeard. Yikes, that didn't turn out well. Hey, look, a zombie ship. There's a skeleton that plays music called Brook. You wanna... please Nakama? Hey, we got a full RPG party now. Luffy gives the suck to zombies, and now he's Zombuffy? Name pending. Anyway, beat this guy up, and Kuma shows up. He seems important. Take Luffy's paint and give it to Zoro, cause he's baller. We needed to remind you. Anyway, we're done here. Hey, this guy looks like a weird caricature of Sanji. Okay, bye now. Luffy punches a high noble so hard he literally beat the collar off of him. Jesus. Introducing other cool pirates. Don't worry about anybody else than Law. He's the one who'll get the most screen time. So on Shabundi Island, everything goes south. I mean, it goes west, east, and north too, because every one of the crew members is fucking scattered around. We'll focus on Luffy for 100 episodes or so. Luffy lands on the Amazon Island. He learns Ace is in jail. Let's prison break him. But like the first season, the other ones sucked after that. Oh, Hancock has a crush on Luffy, and as the name implies, she might be a trap. We don't know about that detail just yet. But she's also one of the 7 warlords, so she'll sneak him in. Welcome to the 5 level of hell. Asterisks. There's actually 6 of them, but that's not important until later. Run all the way down. Hey, remember Buggy? Hey, remember Bonclay? They're here too. Luffy reached the bottom. Ace got sent to execution. Gotta climb back out now. Blackbeard's there. Fuck you, says Luffy. Everyone gets on a ship to rescue Ace, except Bonclay. He stayed behind to buy time. And is he dead? Is he not? You'll never know. Ace's pirate crew is here to rescue him, the Whitebeard Pirates. Luffy gets there, saves Ace. Just kidding, he gets lava punched through the chest. And that's where you learn that lava is stronger than fire. Luffy pass out, they get him out of there. Whitebeard gets killed, Blackbeard steals Whitebeard power to become Greybeard. I don't know. But now he's got darkness and tremor, that's gotta suck. The rest of the Distraught learns about Ace's death, and everybody takes a 2-year break to train and get better. Intermission! Here's a yaoi compilation of characters just for you. Back to Shabandi Island. Zoro is half blind, Sanji got a goatee, Nami's got long hair, and Robin's still gross. I'm sorry, but growing limbs on tree is nasty, okay? Oh yeah, PSA, half our crew can't swim due to devil fruit. We should go underwater. Sounds like a plan, says Luffy. Wow, that's 70 episodes that brought nothing to the plot. Anyway, out of the water, let's go to Punk Hazard. Meet Samurai Part 1, 2, and 3. Assemble them with the DLC pack and you get Kinema.
Did he just fart?
Like them all. No, seriously, we needed more guy on the Sausage Festival ship anyway. Remember Law? Yeah, he's back. He teams up with Luffy to stop Caesar from making smiles. Not the McDonald's one. What else? Oh yeah, Luffy piss off the flamingo. They kidnap Caesar. They reach Dressrosa. Now it's Coliseum time. Luffy pretends to be Lucy so he can win the fire fruit of Ace that's back. Turns out Luffy also has another brother called Sabo. Sabo wins the fire fruit and then the flamingo threatened to kill everyone on the island. What a fucking maniac. You know what that means, Luffy? Go kick his ass. You're 4th, bitches! So then they go to a furry island that's on the back of a giant elephant. Sanji gets blackmailed. He does a Robin. He sacrificed himself so it doesn't affect the rest of the crew. And they go after him because obviously what else they're gonna do. So pirate politics, you into it? Sanji's family have him sold off for marriage to Big Mom's daughter for alliances and shit. Sanji doesn't want to, but he got blackmailed into it like a bad hentai plot. Luffy wants Sanji back. Sanji kick his ass to try and get him to safety. Doesn't work, and that's the story of One Piece so far, I guess. Manga slightly ahead, but for the people who just follow the anime, that's about it right now. If you enjoyed this video, Luffy, kick my likes button's ass. And please come on my channel so you can be part of my pirate crew. Yeah, I know, I cut out a crap ton of content, but that was the point, to just streamline the plot. Every arc has sub-scenarios and character development. You can make a religion out of that. We call it the 2 Pieces. I'm running out of joke. Okay, bye.
Personally, I didn't think he really had a good joke in there. But, okay, I watched those. The ghost ship did look interesting until I found out that it was actually a zombie ship with a skeleton violin player. Now, that doesn't even look interesting. I already know Luffy had a brother, and I always heard that his brother was one of the most famous characters in all anime. But according to that, he was in there for a very short period of time before he got killed. Still doesn't seem interesting. Sorry. But I, will be watching the other 2 videos. Not today. I'll watch another one next week. Yeah. Bye, I guess. If there's any anime you want me to check out that you're sure I'm going to hate, or sure I'm going to like, or not sure if I'm going to like or hate it, I'll check it out. Okay? Bye.